Back here on Friday Night Live, presented by Atlantic Care. Pleased to be joined now by the head coach of the Pleasantville Greyhounds, Chris Sacco. Chris, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thanks a lot for having me, Nick.
So you guys have a huge game tomorrow against Cedar Creek, and this game is looked at as probably the game of the year for you guys, at least so far. You're coming off 3 straight wins now. What do you have to do tomorrow to prepare for a team that is as talented as Cedar Creek, and also considering this game is also on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. Cedar Creek's done a phenomenal job over the last 5-6 years of developing the program. They have excellent athletes, excellent coaching staff. So we definitely have our hands full. First Saturday game of the year for us. We did play on a Sunday morning. That was the rain out. So just some different challenges that we have to adapt to. But I think our kids are up to the challenge and excited. Definitely a game we had circled at the beginning of the year as a big opportunity for us to go out and play a good team.
Now, I mentioned before that you guys are coming off 3 straight wins, and 2 of them are shutouts. You've only given up 6 points in these last 3 games, and you've scored a boatload of points. So how have you guys bounced back after having a very tough game back on August 31st? You guys played Haddonfield. They're also undefeated, and they're playing St. Joe's on Saturday as well. How do you guys bounce back from a tough team like that to pull off 3 straight wins in this dominant fashion?
Well, I think just getting back to work. We knew that first game was going to be very challenging for us. We just said it's not going to determine our season whether we win or we lose. So, we just kind of kept our head down and just grinded out the last couple of weeks. We just wanted this constant improvement with the kids. And, we feel like our offensive line got better. We had some other guys step in where we need to. Josh Codapo stepped in, played really well at running back. We had different guys stepping up. Samir Jones playing really well at quarterback. Brian Stallworth, Muhammad Toure, Elijah Glover. We can go on and on about the guys who have been stepping up and playing well. And, we have strong senior leadership. We're a very senior-heavy, junior-heavy team this year. So I think that's kind of played into the last 3 games. And just knowing that we have a huge opportunity in a game tomorrow, we know that we had to continue to improve after that Haddonfield game, because Cedar Creek is a very talented football team.
Now, I know you guys don't want to look ahead, and you're focusing on just Cedar Creek right now, but looking at your division in the West Jersey Football League, you have another good team in Buna that you do play later this season. They're off to a hot start as well. What can you say about Buna? And again, this game is a couple weeks away, but what can you say about them and how you might prepare for them in a couple weeks?
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, I haven't seen any film on them or anything this year, but just historically, Buna's been a very tough program. We were able to beat them in overtime last year, so they bring back some very talented players. So I know in a couple of weeks that game is going to be another big challenge for us. Coach Caputo does a very good job there. Like I said, they have some exceptional athletes, and I expect them probably to be undefeated when they play us.
Now, one of the players I wanted to focus on that's on your team, and he's been talked about a lot, Muhammad Toure. I mean, he is a Rutgers commit at the moment. He is a very talented player on both sides of the ball. Do you find him to be one of your distinct leaders on this program, considering you guys were 7-3 last year, and now you're thinking sectional title this year?
Well, I think absolutely him, because of the stature of the offers that he's gotten and the talented player that he is. But he also leads by example. But we also have other seniors who have been in the program for 2-3 years that have really attributed to this turnaround as well. And I think it's more than just one guy who's helped out. I think it's been a collection of seniors and just a talented group of players who want to win a championship.
Go into this game tomorrow at Cedar Creek. When you guys play them, they are actually coming off a very tough loss to a very talented team just last week in Woodrow Wilson. It was an absolute shootout. We know Cedar Creek is known for having a bunch of skill guys all over the place who can do multiple things with the football in their hands. How do you prepare for a team like Cedar Creek? I mean, did you just kind of go back to my first question? Did you watch the film with Woodrow Wilson? Are you expecting a more of a shootout type game again tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we watched the tape with Woodrow Wilson, and Woodrow Wilson's got exceptional athletes all over the field too. So it's not like they let up 50 points to a run-of-the-mill team. Woodrow Wilson's very talented. So, I think Cedar Creek is much better than the 50 points that they let up last week. And, you always want to go into a game expecting to score the most that you can. But I don't know if we expect to score 50, but they're definitely talented.
I want to actually look at your power points right now in South Group 2 as kind of a whole. I mean, we can get into this a little bit as well with the whole new playoff format, how it's only North and South this year until they split it up for the playoffs. But currently you guys are sitting at 11th right now at 3-1. You have almost 9 power points. Right now you'd be slotted for the playoffs. So do you like this new format of the playoffs? And what does it say for tomorrow that Cedar Creek is actually the team that's right in front of you, at least according to these rankings? They're 10th, you're 11th right there in South Group 2.
Well, I think the biggest thing about the new playoff format is there's just been clarity and transparency in terms of the Born Power Index, which is 60% of the playoffs. So looking at that, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we have to do to keep jumping people except win. We won by 40 last week, and we didn't go anywhere in terms of the Born Power Index. So I'm not sure really what we have to do other than just win. And that's all we can focus on.
Going back to last year where you guys were 7-3, and now you have all these expectations on the football team. You had season preview articles about your whole entire program. You had certain players that are being singled out that are stars in this program. Pleasantville has a history, at least as of late before you took it over. They weren't up to speed with some of these other teams, and what you've been able to do in the past couple of years and turn this program around, you've kind of turned into one of these football schools that's known in South Jersey to be a competitor. I mean, do you take absolute pride in that, knowing that you were able to turn this program around and now you have it in a place where you can contend for these sectional titles?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, and that's not just me. I mean, it's been a collective work between the staff and the players and the parents. I mean, it's not just me. So I can absolutely say that we are proud of it, but we are not complacent or happy with where we're at. We want to win a championship, and that's the goal. And Group 2 is loaded, so we have a ways to go in our division. Like you said, we have some tough teams, so nothing is a gimme. I think we're on the right path, but I think we need to start beating Group 2 competitors like Cedar Creek and the West Efforts and the Haddonfields of the world to prove that we're right there.
Just a few more on the teams that are kind of around the area, and some of the teams actually on your schedule coming up. I'm looking at Ocean City. They're kind of the story of the year at the moment, considering they're 3-0. Tonight they play St. Augustine Prep. When you look at this Ocean City program that's kind of turned themselves around too. They had a great season last year. Now they're looking at to be one of the better teams in South Jersey. You guys play them on Thanksgiving again. Not to look ahead, but I mean, are you looking forward to a game like that on Thanksgiving where you actually play a really good Ocean City team and you possibly have your team in a great position as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely more interesting this year and last year than it was our first year in 2015. So it's definitely something to look forward to. Because, both programs are performing better. But like you said, it's a ways down the road. We haven't thought about them at all. But I think the kids will be more excited to play a very good football team on Thanksgiving. And us hopefully being a good football team will help out.
Last thing I have for you, Coach, on your team this year, does any moment so far stand out this season? Obviously you're coming off a 20-7 loss to Haddonfield, then you reel off 3 straight wins. Was there a turning point after that Haddonfield game back in week 0 to say this team might be better than last year, or this team has something special going for them?
Well, I think it happened during the Haddonfield game. We were down 20-0 at halftime, and we just weren't playing our best football in the first half. And we came out in the second half, and we drove the ball and up and down the field, and we couldn't finish drives, but our defense shut them out in the second half, and I felt like that was more of who we are. And since that point, we've just gotten better and better. And, we're hoping we can build on that tomorrow because we're going to need a great effort.
You can catch Pleasantville at Cedar Creek tomorrow on Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a barn burn. It's going to be one of the best games of the week. Head coach Chris Sacco, I want to thank you very much for joining us this evening.
I want to thank you for having us.